is an Australian not-for-profit suicide prevention organisation founded in 2009. It revolves around the slogan, "Are you okay?" and advocates for people to have conversations with others. This morning we catch up with Kate Savill from the Women's Health and Wellbeing Services to talk more on this Awareness Day, which happens tomorrow. Good morning, Kate, and welcome to the program.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Look, it was definitely a great concept all the way back there in 2009, and it's gone on to become a very significant day in our annual calendar, Kate.
It really has, yeah. It's a simple concept, but there's a lot of education behind why it's so effective. So it's a great day, which we need to do more than once a year, don't we? Every day should be "Are you okay?" Day.
Absolutely, this is the thing. But I mean, at least it kind of highlights, the people, not always okay, and it's quite okay to be not okay at some time. First of all, a little bit more about you. As I mentioned, you are involved with the Women's Health and Wellbeing Services. How long have you been there for, Kate?
I've been there for just over 5 years now, so really fortunate to be part of the Women's Health and Wellbeing team. We do a lot of great work, so I'm part of the community engagement side of things, so I get out and about and meet with all different people all the time, so it's a great place to be a part of.
And do you think we're in the right place now, as opposed to, making this kind of thing, more, giving an awareness day and talking about it a lot more than perhaps we did 10 or 20 years ago? Are we on the right path? Have we improved, significantly? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that we've made huge leaps forward in this area of surrounding mental health, and also just like the simple level of asking someone, "Are you okay?" And now that we're talking about it more and we're getting an understanding of, there's lots of forces at play in someone who is at risk, and we know the studies have been done that shows that one of the biggest forces as to why someone might not be feeling the best is a decreased sense of belonging. So the more we talk about these kind of things and let people know how much of an impact we can have just by asking simple questions is really making huge differences.
And as you say, what you said in the intro there, we should be asking people every day if they are okay, and primarily people, family members and people that care for each other obviously do that. But this is kind of a day to bring more awareness to it, because some people say, oh, well, people say on the day, "Are you okay?" They don't mean it. But it has come a long way because it's made people more aware of talking to other people and watching out for signs.
Exactly, and I think quite often, we can look at our family and friends with rose-coloured glasses sometimes because done out of absolute love, we just want them to be okay. So sometimes if you're a little bit removed from that and say it's someone you work with or someone at the school or wherever you are, noticing a bit of a change in their behaviour, but being a little bit removed from their inner circle can be really beneficial to just check in with them and see how they're going.
Absolutely. So what are some of the indications that someone may not be okay?
Yeah, so it's a really big topic, but there's sort of the obvious ones, I suppose. If someone's a bit emotional or withdrawn from their social circles, one that's a bit newer that we sort of need to remember and keep in mind at the forefront of our mind is people's online behaviour. So if you notice that someone's all of a sudden posting different sort of content or, verbalising how we're feeling is quite confronting, whereas typing it out and putting it out online is a bit more faceless, so it's easier to put your feelings out that way. So being aware of that kind of behaviour, that can be a really strong indicator. And then you've got the less obvious ones as well, like change in appearance and personal hygiene, and things like people might behave a little bit more recklessly than they used to. They can be really strong indicators that someone might have some more stuff going on behind the scenes.
Absolutely. And so, if you think that is the case, how do you then approach somebody? Is there a sort of a right way or a wrong way to do this?
Yeah, I think that the important thing, there's a couple of things to think about as well, is before you do, you need to check in on yourself and make sure that you're feeling okay with asking them too, because, if you've got your own stuff going on, that's probably not the best time to be checking in. But if you do notice a change and you think there's someone else in their circle that might be able to help, it's definitely worth saying, look, I think you should check in on this person. But if you're feeling okay within yourself, the best advice that I could give is, be gentle, be yourself, but still be to the point. If you're someone in their life, they like you, so it's not the time to change your characteristics and start coming in as, Dr. Kate, I'm here to solve all your problems. Just be yourself and be upfront and go, look, I've just noticed you're a bit quieter than usual, or you've got a lot going on. How are you going? Are you okay? So to the point, but just, nice and gentle.
And if they, are worried, but they're kind of maybe not comfortable about approaching that person for whatever reason, what would you then suggest?
Well, there's a lot of fear around asking someone that, and fear is involved in everything that we do because it's a natural instinct that we all have, and it's the what ifs. But I use the analogy of adults kind of being like children, in that if you see a child that's having really big, strong emotions, and you run away and slam the door and say, "No, I can't deal with this," it's not going to solve anything. Whereas they just want to be heard. If you're in a dark place, or you've got that fog over you at the moment where you're not feeling great, knowing that you're being heard will automatically shift the situation. So go in with that in mind, that by asking that question, you are actually coming from a really good place and that you care about them. And if you do get a response that's not ideal, don't take that personally. It's still going to be beneficial. It's still letting that person know that someone in their life does care and that they're not on their own. They're not doing this on their own.
Absolutely. So if you've gone to approach this person, or whichever way you've done it, and you find out that that person is actually not okay, then what steps do we need to do?
So there's a few things. First of all, just remind them that you're there for them. Knowing that you're not on your own, like I said before, is huge. And then encouraging action. So that might look like, I can see that you've got heaps going on. You're not on your own. I'm really glad that you spoke to me about it. What if we have a look at seeing if there's someone that you can have a chat to? And then maybe offer to book the GP appointment for them, or go along with them to the GP and say, look, hey, what about if afterwards we go for a cuppa? Just to kind of advocate for them, but also know that it's not your problem to fix. You don't have to carry that. There's so many amazing professionals out there that can help, but just offering to get the ball rolling for them is going to do more than you can imagine.
Absolutely. All right, Kate, we have run out of time, but once again, Are You OK? Day is on tomorrow. What would you be saying to everyone listening now? And for more information, what is the best thing to do?
Sure. So I would just say, never underestimate the difference that you can make. Checking in on someone is a huge, huge thing. So don't be afraid to just ask the question. There's really great services out there like Lifelines, 131114, and there's also services like Women's Health around as well, so we're available, 94902258. There's heaps of great psychologists and counsellors that can offer amazing support.
Kate Savill, it's been my absolute pleasure chatting with you today on the show. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Take care.